And hello, all my cruising and travel friends. Welcome to another edition of the Open Mic Night here in November of 2024. And today I have a very special guest joining my channel for the first time live up on panel with me. And I've traveled with him once, and I'm hoping to get twice in the very near future. My friend and yours, Sir Dewey Skis.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Dewey, and how are you doing?
Well, I'm doing just fine. Got something exciting to do tonight since I'm here instead of just sitting around in my recliner and watching TV. I'd rather be on the aft pool deck just sailing away.
Yeah, oh, don't we all wish? Don't we all wish that we could just be on a cruise, just going?
2 more weeks.
But it looks like you're on a cruise. I'm on a cruise. So
Oh, actually, be 2.5 weeks before I be on one.
Yeah, no, I have about 10, 12 weeks, somewhere in there.
Yep, the Sunday after Thanksgiving, I'll be sailing out of New Orleans.
It seems so far, far away. But before you know it, it will be here.
I know. I was thinking that today because I was starting to already think of the stuff I want to pack for that cruise, and it's like before I know it, I'll be rushing to get everything packed so I can go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sirs. So, in the meantime, we will welcome on in the people who are currently here and in the chat, which is very little, but that's okay. I'm sure they're working their way
I
on.
was looking to see who was here.
And so far, we have yourself, Mr. Dewey Skis, and myself, and I have the link posted in the chat, so feel free to click on it. It's on my side because I don't see that you're streaming. So you have to come over my channel to click on the link to come on up. And just jump now into the chat is Mr. Cruise Nuts Mike. How are you doing? And apparently you know Mr. Dewey, sounds like.
Everybody knows me.
Of course, everybody knows Dewey. If you don't know Dewey, my question is, are you hiding under a rock? Or in Mike's case, under a nut?
Hey, nuts.
How are you doing? Feel free to click on the link and come on up and join us on the panel as it's open mic night for November. I like to have these open mic nights once a month just to open up and we'll chat about cruising, travel, or wherever it can take us.
Well, now I figured out why I was having some problems when I logged in. It logged me in instead of in Chrome, it logged me in whatever the Microsoft Edge, I guess. I don't use that, so my system isn't set up to use all that.
Yep, and of course, I'm on the strive to hit the 1,010 subscriber in less than 30 days. And I'm approximately 118 away from reaching that goal.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
That would be extremely nice. But
I'm quite a ways away from that, but I don't do much on my channel yet.
So let's push on out it to all your friends and family and help me reach that goal by that set date if we can possibly make it happen. And while Cruise Nuts is enjoying our show, he is editing some drone footage. We're about to see drone footage from Cozumel. Let us all know in the chat. And I'm sure Dewey has been to Cozumel like 1 billion times by now. So he could probably do it completely blindfolded in Cozumel.
I definitely have been to Cozumel a lot.
I've been there at least 3-4 times now. And it's a very nice port.
I like it there. I've got a lot of friends in Cozumel now, so I always have my own excursions I do now.
Mm-hmm. The last time I went to Cozumel, it was with me and Justin back last October, because we didn't do Cozumel this time when we were with you.
Yeah, I was just there. Let's see, what was I? I think it was back in. Oh, on the Oasis. I think we were there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to stop and think of who was with me so I could remember which cruise I was on.
Yeah, but we ended
Hey,
up.
Mary Ellen Dillon, glad to see you again.
Yeah,
Hadn't seen
hello,
you.
and Dylan, how you doing? Glad to see you. And feel free to click on the link on my side and join us up on the panel if you would like to. We ended up going to Paradise Beach.
That's not too bad a place.
And that was a very nice place.
First place I went there, I hated it, and I swore I'd never go back again. But luckily, I gave him another chance. First time I went there was still close to COVID, and it was right after they had opened up everything for higher occupancy, and they didn't have staff to handle it. So the place was jam-packed full, and they didn't have near enough people. You practically had to beg to get a drink. We never did get the food we ordered, but they did eventually bring by somebody else's food, and we just took it and didn't say a word because we were hungry. So, but the service was so bad, and it was on a group cruise with Sharon at Sea, and they just love that place. And I was like, what do they love about this dump? It's like I swore I would never go back there again, but then I was on another cruise where a bunch of friends were going, so I thought, well, what the heck, I'll go. And it was much better then. So
yeah, because originally we were supposed to be doing Mr. Sancho, but then it ended up getting moved over to Paradise.
I like Mr. Sancho's.
I hear Sancho's is more of a party vibe.
It is. That it is.
But I haven't checked out Sancho's.
There's another one there I hear a lot about, but I've never been to, and I always have problems remembering the name.
Nachi?
Yeah, that one. That's why I always have problems remembering the name because I've never been there, but I know a bunch of people like to go there. So
I hear it's a lot smaller.
I think that's why some people like it. It's a little more peaceful and stuff like that. It's definitely not a big party place, but
I'm willing to give the other ones a try.
Oh yeah. So most of the time when I go to Cozumel, I'm visiting with friends I've met through Effie anymore. So the last time I went, I didn't even go to buy jewelry. We just met with one of my friends, and we went to a place where we had some margaritas and stuff, and just kind of visited and had fun. So
yeah, no, like I said, it's worth spreading the love and giving things a try, because with us being YouTubers, we gotta film the content there and give them our personal opinion. And you may not like Nachi, I may like it, and vice versa with another location. You may like it, but I may not. So it all changes up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, well, look who jumped on in.
Well, woohoo!
Woohoo!
Hey,
I haven't
Ronnie.
seen this name for like forever. Hello, Ron and Elma. How you guys doing? Feel free to come out over my side and click on the link. I would love to have you guys up on the panel. And it's Thursday, right?
Today is Thursday, yes.
Thirsty Thursday? I do miss those shows.
Oh God, I remember so many of those days.
Especially during the shutdown.
Oh yes. Sit there with a bottle of wine or two and have a grand old party.
So Ron and Elma, feel free to jump onto my side and click on the link. Which I'm just going to make sure it is there. I know it's in the chat.
Yep, I saw it on my YouTube side.
So let me make sure it's pinned onto into my chat. Whoops.
Let me check. And so I have it on my site now too, on Dewey's Destinations. It's showing up there. So
All right.
that's where Mary Ellen Dillon and
Yeah.
and Ronnie come from, was from my site.
They're coming from your side. So, all right. Because, like I said, sometimes I have a hard time finding my channel. So, let's get down to the chat, if it will allow me. Because I find sometimes YouTube's a little funny. Oh, that's not. Oh, there we are. And pin message. There we go. It's pinned on my side now.
I was thinking of Ronnie and Elma last weekend when we were on the cruise, because Paul and I had just had the soda package, and he was drinking the cherry Sprite. And one time when we were actually getting some alcohol, I told him, I said, well, all you need is some vodka, and you got the closest thing on the ship that you can get to a Boiling Springs Kool-Aid. And he said, what the hell's that? So I had to tell him the story about Boiling Springs Kool-Aid.
Yeah. And every day when I hear the flight to, I'm having a brain freeze on the flight now, where you guys went and had a whole bunch of issues.
Dominican Republic.
The Dominican Republic.
Yes.
Punta Cana. Every time I hear the word Punta Cana, it's like it just brings back the memories and the thoughts of the stories of what you guys said. It's like, Punta Cana.
Yeah, we won't be going back there too soon, that's for sure.
But it's interesting. But I find it interesting that they gave a bad experience to you guys, but then others, I guess, not.
Yeah, a lot of people say good things about it, but boy, we didn't have good experiences at all. So,
But the question is, would you ever give them another try later down the road?
somewhere down the road, maybe, but if we had too bad of a time that I'm not in a hurry to get back there. But there's too many other places I'd rather go to now. If I had my choice, I would probably go back to Cancun. That was we really had good times there.
Yeah. For me, I can't really say too much. I'd rather be on a cruise than a resort because I've never done a resort.
The
But
resorts can be nice. It's just as good as being on a cruise because you get all your food free and your drink and all that kind of stuff. You're just not going to a different place every day.
yeah,
Matter of fact, first time we went to one of those resorts, and we got kind of used to that all that eating and drinking for free. When I went to go home, when I was at the airport, I went someplace for lunch and I almost walked out of there without paying.
I'm sure they would run you down and say, "Hey,
Oh,
sir,
I'm sure they would. And
you still got your bill." Oh shoot, my
yep,
bad.
I felt kind of foolish, but at least I made it. So as soon as I went to stand up, they were sure they'd bring my bill with me. So
Yeah, no. When me and Justin were chilling in Miami, waiting for our flight out, they wanted to sit us inside where it was all jam packed, and just outside the restaurant there was tables.
uh-huh.
It's like, can we sit here? And they went, yeah, sure, no problem, because it was all jam packed and noisy there.
Yeah, a lot of places, especially in the busier airports, it just gets ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's like I don't mind being jam packed where it's busy, but if it's a little bit more of a quiet area, I'd rather sit down and be able to at least enjoy, actually hear the person who's across from me.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like any environments where it's so loud you can't even carry on a conversation.
Hmm.
That's one thing we noticed. When you go to Coco Cay now, the live DJ is over at the Hideaway, and at the big pool where they used to have it, it's just speaker music, and it's not that loud. You can actually hear yourself talk and have a conversation, and that was actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
And it wasn't as crowded. We got there about 10:15, and we were able to get one of the tables in the water with an umbrella and everything. And they were never that busy where you could have always had a seat at one of those places. It was just unreal. I'm so used to no matter how early you got there, you were lucky if you could get a place.
Yes, yes, and I'm pretty sure you now know this person, Mrs. Mama Juma Brown.
Hey, Najuma.
How you doing? Welcome on in. Feel free to click on the link and join myself and Dewey up here on the panel. Yeah, no, when we were in Amber Cove. Yeah, it was Amber Cove. That was a nice little stop there too.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like at that pool, the way it's set up. Too bad they don't have a lazy river set up in there because you can go all the way around it, but there's no lazy river current for it, so you just walk around it. But
Correct. Yeah.
I liked when we were in Nassau, we went to the Margaritaville, and they got a nice lazy river.
Now, when you say NASA, you're talking about NASA when it was rebuilt?
Well, Margaritaville was there even before the port was rebuilt,
Oh, okay.
but we were just there when we were on the Oasis last weekend because we went there in Coco Cay. So we went and hung out at Margaritaville, and I like that area because they got nice pool area and plenty of places to sit, and love the lazy river, and they've got water slides, and they've got a diving cliff, like I think it's 10 or 15 feet in the air, and they got the wave thing, and you have all the beaches to get to. And it's a nice area.
It is. It is. Yeah, but no. I went to NASA in 2018. Not saying it's a bad port, but I didn't care for it too much.
Yeah, before they built up all the new stuff, I would never even get off in Nassau because I hate it all. When you get off, it's dirty, and they were always hounding you for stuff. Well, now that they've built that nice port area, all the hounding people are still outside the fence, but at least you have a place to roam where it's not so bad.
Yeah. So maybe one day I will give NASA another try.
Yeah, next time you're in Nassau, it's worth it at least to get off and look in that port area, if nothing else. there's a lot of places in there, shops and places to eat and drink and all that kind of stuff. So.
Yes. When we were there back in 18, we went to Blue Lagoon.
Yeah, I was there once a couple of years ago, a couple summers ago when we did the on the Oasis for the Effie cruise. That was one of the excursions that they uh, took us all on. We went and we had the Blue Lagoon area. That was nice. That's the first time I'd been there, and it was a nice area.
Yeah, it was a nice and even with the ride over was entertaining and back.
Mhm.
Pretty well entertaining.
Yeah,
But
it's a little bit of a hike from where you park to get to it and stuff. It's not real close by, but it's not that far either. So.
no, it's reasonable.
I made it, so if I can make it, it's not bad.
Hey, if you can
first,
do it, we all
first
can do
time,
it.
first time I went to Margaritaville in Nassau, I actually walked to it, and we did take a cab ride back because that was a little far, but I did make it on the walk over there. But there was so much to see along the way that we kind of meandered our way going there. So, but this time we took the cab both ways because Paul isn't as able to get around as good as I do. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. But what other ports do you enjoy going off to?
I love Saint Martin, and I love Saint Kitts, and almost anything on that far eastern side of. Um,
Oh, and there pops in Dan.
hey Dan, how are ya? Yeah, and almost any of those ports on the when you take the trip down to the ABC Islands, I like all that stuff down there. I like um, oh, what's that one down there in? Gotta forget all these names and stuff, but um, the sea of ABCs.
The Sea of Curacao.
Yeah, that's the one. I was drawing blanks on that. I like that because it's really cool. And, you got the main downtown area, but if your cruise ship is parked there in the little bay or river or whatever it is and stuff by the floating bridge, and then if you're at the other end, there's a whole bunch of stuff there. You don't even have to make it to downtown to keep yourself occupied.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, the last time I was there was with Papa Moza.
Yeah, I never got to meet the guy in person.
Yeah,
It was always on Zoom.
he was having a good day that day, and he was just running around in his scooter like crazy. And his wife and I had a hell of a time keeping up with him.
Yeah, but I do miss seeing him pop on the tube and talk about who knows what we talk about.
Oh yeah, yep. He was always good and entertaining.
Yep, and hello, Dave and Brandy.
Hey, haven't seen them guys for a while.
Yeah, but I see them pretty much almost every single morning when I can jump on the live stream with Go Live Together.
Oh, okay.
But there's times it's just hard to jump on because I'm tied up with work.
Yep.
So,
yeah, my morning routine doesn't include chopping on YouTube right away, so I don't think about the early morning shows.
yeah, well, to me, by the time Go Live Together, to me it almost feels like it's afternoon. And like right now would be like after dark. Because I'm up and going like extremely early in the morning.
Yeah, I'm usually up around 7:30, 8 o'clock ish.
Yeah, that's almost lunchtime for me.
I used to be up earlier, but now that I'm getting used to this retired life, I get my awake time is moving later and later.
Yep.
I
Well,
very rarely am in bed past 9 because my Alexa goes off at 9 o'clock in the morning to tell me what the temperature is and what the forecast is for the day. So if I hear that, I know it's getting late. I need to get up and get out of bed.
yep. And just before I forget, forget to welcome people on in. I'd like to welcome on in Mr. Scott from Controversial Cruising. Welcome
Hey,
on.
Scott, glad to see you. And
And
Eddie Lugo's here.
Eddie Lugo Studios. He's saying I need a haircut. Oh, not quite yet, Eddie. It's not. It's getting there, but it's not quite there yet. I want to give it about another month, maybe 2. I think it should be ready.
Yeah, it threw me for a loop when I started getting used to places down here, because down here in Fort Lauderdale, there's a place called Eddie Lugo. It's a little resort area. And I kept thinking, well, I don't think that the Eddie Lugo I know lives down here.
They're saying it's not them. It wasn't you guys going live. You guys go on. Don't you guys go on? Go live together, inside the chat. Now you got me wondering. Let me know. But whoever would like to jump on up on the panel with us, you're more than welcome to. Just click on the link inside my channel, and you are more than welcome to come on up.
Yeah, but Eddie, you're not here in Fort Lauderdale. You don't have a resort here, do you?
And Eddie's saying hello to Dewey. Saying what's up. Eddie is saying I'm in North Miami Beach, Dewey. You're not in North. You're not in North. Come on. You're in Georgia.
Well, that's what I thought, that he was up north somewhere.
He's up in Georgia.
Okay.
We got Alice. Hello, Alice. And we got some guy waving his hands down there. I'm assuming he's ready. So before I
Either that or he's drowning in the basement.
I better bring him up before he drowns. So here he is. Hello, Mr. Eddie Lugo.
Hey.
So doing, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Well, I was saying that I am from North Miami Beach. So
okay.
For this
You don't live down here though, right?
No. I'm living in Atlanta, Georgia right now.
Well, that's what I thought. That's why when I saw this resort down here, it's like, nah, that can't be the same one. He don't live down here.
I'm gonna have to take a look into it. I'm gonna go down there to visit my brother. So,
but I hear the name quite often. I haven't been there myself, but
okay. See, back in the 80s, I used to cruise out of Fort Lauderdale, Port Everglades, and then I went to work in Puerto Rico in '93. Came back in '99. I met my wife online, and then I moved to New York, where we ended up staying a few years. We went to Virginia for 5. We went back to New York, and now we decided to retire in Georgia. So, yeah, I've been all over the place on the East Coast. But my brother still lives at my parents' house in North Miami Beach. My sister's in Puerto Rico right now. But every time I get the chance to visit, I stay in the Fort Lauderdale area or Broward County, and then I go down and check out my brother, hang out in Miami for a bit. But I always stay in Broward County. I don't stay in Miami.
Yeah, I don't. I've been here now a little over 3 years, and I like it here in Fort Lauderdale area, but I don't like it in Miami. It's too chaotic for me. And trying to find
traffic is
the
real
I get to the airport and the cruise port, and if I try to go anywhere else, invariably I get lost.
he has changed a lot, from what I remember back in the 80s.
No, I bet.
Yeah.
Shortly after last year or so, I started binge watching Miami CSI.
Okay.
Because I was, since it was 20 years ago when they filmed them, I wanted to see what the differences were then to what it is now. And it was interesting.
Miami Vice.
I haven't watched Miami Vice. That would be even more because that's like from the 80s. So
the 80s, yeah.
I need to watch them and see what
you might get to send me in a couple of the episodes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it should be an extra on Miami Vice. A lot.
Yeah, that'll have to be something else. I'll have to binge watch.
I look nothing like I look now, but yeah, a little crazy kid back then. So yeah,
it amazes me at how much Miami is growing. And I was watching a number of videos on Miami and it's the new high rises going in and all this kind of stuff and how good it's going to make everything. Well, yeah, that's true that when they get it all done, if they get it all done, it'll be nice. But in the meantime, it's such a mess with all the construction and
it's a tight place.
Oh, yeah. And it's like, I don't know if they'll ever get to a point where there's no construction and it's just all the nice things they built and everything, because I think they're always going to be building something somewhere.
That's right.
But it looks good on paper anyway. So
that's right. Yeah.
Some of the buildings are up now. So I just recently discovered all those arches going over to the cruise port before you go over the bridge. I always wondered what that was, and I finally found that out just recently on one of those videos.
Even that tunnel is brand new. No, recently.
Yeah, they just got there's going to be, I think, 7 arches, and they just got 1 done recently.
Yeah.
And once they got that done, then they put up these videos that talk about it and stuff. And I had no idea what it was until I saw that video, and it's like, oh, okay, that's what it's going to be.
It's even new towns, new cities down there, and my brother talks about it, and I'm like, "Where's that at? What?" Like now they forget about it.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, Rob. We're talking about my hometown, so.
Hey, that's all good. That's all good. It's open mic night. We could chit chat about whatever, wherever the chats take us.
That's right. You're good.
That's what open mic's all about.
I went to Miami-Dade College in 110th Street in the northwest side, North Miami, and then I went to college in Fort Lauderdale back in the 90s. Did a couple colleges. One in also I did school in Miami Beach in 91. Then 93 I ended up doing retail. I did about 6 years in Puerto Rico. Then 93 to 70 to Puerto Rico to go work for 2 weeks. End up staying 6 years there. Then returning 99, and then I went all over the States for about 9 years, nonstop.
Wow.
And then finally met my wife, and eventually slowed down, retire, and I'm happily chilling now. So keeping myself busy with the channel. So one of our grandnieces is who got me into this world of videos and stuff. So I had no idea what I was gonna do. I wanted to coach kids in baseball here in Newnan, in the Newnan area, and she got me a channel, and things just took a turn. So yeah, I enjoyed. Get to meet people like you.
Definitely can change in a hurry. So.
That's right. Yeah. So, and then now that I'm kind of a handicapped person, it's nice to be relaxing and just sitting down and put my ideas to work and get to cruise and all that stuff with the wife, and I get to meet a bunch of knuckleheads, like
those knuckleheads on cruises are fun though. It's funny because even though I travel solo most of the time, a lot of times there's people already ahead of time I know will be on a cruise because that's why I'm on it. But even if I don't know anybody ahead of time, I'll find somebody that I know from a previous cruise or from online or something, and then even if I don't, well, within a few days I know a whole bunch of new people. So
yeah.
And then you sail again with them on other cruises, and it just keeps growing and growing.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then your niche just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't mind it a bit. I
And
enjoy
maybe
it.
then get yourself a group cruise like Rob has one in October coming up next year, and who knows what the rest of the world could happen, you know?
Yeah, and since you now talked about it, let's play that promotion video. Let me scroll down to it. There it
Got
is.
you.
Oops. And here's that promotion video for the Booze Cruise 3.0 out of Tampa.
The Booze Cruise 3.0, hosted by Rob from Cruising on the High Seas and Travel. Ports of call: Costa Maya, Mexico; Roatan, Honduras; Belize City, Belize; Cozumel, Mexico; out of Tampa, Florida; Costa Maya, Mexico; Roatan, Honduras; Belize City, Belize; Cozumel, Mexico. Aboard the Grandeur of the Seas out of Tampa, Florida. Sailing October 25th to November 1st, 2025. Book today for this amazing sailing with any travel agent.
Right.
And that's the Booze Cruise 3.0 out of Tampa, Florida. So we look forward to seeing as many as people on board as possible.
It's on my wish list. So.
And we just got out of kind of a paradise in Tampa. Tampa was a very nice embarkation, and getting kicked out of the ship was good too. Very smooth, very nice, and it's a small ship, but still, it was
I've
very
always had
smooth.
good experiences out of Tampa. So.
It's very nice to not complicated. I didn't get upset or nothing. We were in no rush. Then we waited for the shuttle, took us back to the hotel, got in the car, and drove back up to Atlanta from Tampa. So
last weekend we were on the Oasis, and getting on it was quick. It only delayed it was how fast could you walk, basically, because you didn't have to wait in any lines. And getting off, we got off with our luggage, so we didn't have to wait to be called. We could get off whenever we wanted. And getting off was quick. It took us longer to get an Uber. Everybody was backed up waiting for Ubers and Lyfts because not all of them were working. And so you had to kind of, matter of fact, Brandon from Weekend Cruiser, he was there right by us trying to get a lift. He was still trying to get one when we finally got ours. He had ordered like 4 of them, and they eventually canceled on him. So he just kept trying to get one, trying to get one. It's like, too bad I wasn't going to Miami. I had to let him hop in with us.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Scott was asking how me and Alice end up in trivia so close. Said I have no idea what he's talking about. So, I mean, we're right here next to each other. So,
I didn't do the trivia this week.
I don't do too much trivia because I'm usually no good at it.
I got luck in the first one and got luck in the second one too. So we end up on Alex ended up in first and I end up in second. How did that happen? I have no idea. But hey, I'll take it. Some of the answers were already going by the time I, answering stuff, and I didn't think I was gonna do that good, and boom. Somehow I got lucky, I guess. Pure luck, like Rob's.
Yeah.
Usually, if I win anything in trivia, it's either that I got very lucky or everybody else was really stupid that day.
I pulled one in the Paradise. I went to a sports trivia, and I ended up getting the stick. I got 18 out of 20.
Wow.
I mean, 17 out of 20, and everybody else got 16. So I got lucky. I got very lucky because I really wanted a ship on a stick. So I got one from the Glory. Now I got one from the Paradise. So, and I have no idea when I'm gonna go back to Carnival. So that's why I wanted to have that. And I ended up walking away with a medal too. One of the ladies, I kind of sweet talked to her, and she gave me a medal. So
The medal that I got from the
Carnival funnel thing.
Yeah.
So I didn't
The only ship on a stick I got is a pseudo ship on a stick. Fantastic Cruising on their group cruise, they made some ships on a stick with a 3D printer, and they awarded those for different events and stuff when we were on that cruise. So that's the only ship on the stick I've gotten so far.
Cool.
I have gotten some of the medallions and stuff for things, but
custom made, even better.
George Brown was custom made.
Nice.
And it means more that way. If it was just one of the generic ships on a stick anybody could get, it's like, okay, that's cool. But this one will always mean something special. So.
That's right. Yep. Different. And then there's something that Carnival did not make for you. Somebody from the group made it exclusive for you guys. So yes, even better.
And the way I ended up with it is they were going to award that to the winner of the scavenger hunt that I did. But the winner of the scavenger hunt already had one from another event. So they gave it to me instead for doing the scavenger hunt. Like, oh, that's cool.
Ooh. That's a nice deal.
But I like to do that, especially if we're going to be on a group cruise. I like to create scavenger hunts that help people kind of learn the ship and explore on the ship, especially if it's one I've been on before where I know some stuff about it and all. And, quite a few people have asked me for my various scavenger hunt lists on specific ships that when they knew they were going to be going on it with other people, say, hey, can you send us a copy? So a lot of people enjoy it. So and it's fun to create it too because you learn a lot. I watch, if I'm not familiar with the ship, then I watch a lot of videos on it and try to get little odd things out of it. And it's a good way to teach people about the ship and get them a chance to kind of explore and learn the ship. So,
yeah, like I explored and learned a bit of the ship on the Bliss this past October, and again I'm going on it in March.
Nice. Do you find my plaque with my name on it up in the racetrack?
It was never to be found.
You didn't look hard enough. You gotta really look.
I looked everywhere.
I'm not gonna tell you where it's at. You gotta find it. You'll find that if you really look the right way, you'll find it. But I'm not gonna tell you where it's at. So.
A new scavenger hunt item, huh?
And it's with my first legal name.
Ooh.
So good luck finding that. Yeah, Rob. Like
I don't think it's there, but
on your next runabout, go up there to that top deck and look for it. I mean, really look for it.
On the very top deck?
Well, it's up there where the racetrack is at. That amazing racetrack that they have on that ship. So
yeah,
I'm gonna be winning another race on the Viva next year. So I mean on 26. Watch me.
If I appear, I'll make sure that doesn't happen.
Oh, okay.
We've already had challenges for the Rock and Roll Cruise next November, so
If I
Oh.
magically appear, which is just so you know, it's very unlikely. Just so you know,
Yeah.
because I'll be came back from once again Alaska.
Perdonnez-moi.
Once again
Oh,
Alaska.
I
It
don't
just
know
so
which,
happens to be.
I haven't got an Alaska cruise planned yet for next summer, but I try to go every summer. But I've got 2 or 3 different ones with people that I just have to decide which one I want to go on.
Yeah, just happens to be Alaska again. Came back home from it. So chances are very slim, but you never know.
Alex wants to go to one of those Alaska cruises, but can't do anything yet until she retires. So then we'll eventually plan it out and probably go, because it's gonna take more than a week to with a flight and all that stuff. I would like to really go to Seattle 2 days before, so we could check out the area, hang out there, come back, take our time, have another day off after. So.
And if you get a chance, try to do a land and see where you go up to Denali, because that to me was even more interesting than the cruises was.
Yep.
That was so beautiful up there.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I ever went to Alaska, I did that, and we did Denali first. So we flew into Anchorage and then took the train up to Denali, and the train with the big observation dome and all that stuff, and that was beautiful.
Yeah.
And then we were in Denali for 2 or 3 days, and we had one day where we just had a tour that explored all over Denali itself. And when we came back, we ended up going all the way down to Seward, and that's where we caught the cruise then all the way around to Vancouver. And it was in early January, so it was like daylight almost all day long.
Yeah.
And it's like you start booking all these things to do just because it is light out, and you forget to take in time to sleep. By the end of the cruise, we were so exhausted, and because a lot of times at 1 o'clock in the morning, it still looks like twilight out. You can still see some sun on the horizon, and by 4 o'clock, the sun's up again. So you never have a time of total darkness. So if you have problems sleeping in the light, and that's not going to work very well. But it didn't bother us. But we just forgot to take time to sleep because we were doing so much late at night because they still had excursions going on. And by the last port we were in, that was in Ketchikan, I believe, we were so tired. We were standing in line waiting to get off. And there were people coming back on the ship from earlier tours. And it was raining, so everybody looked kind of wet and tired and cranky and all that. And we just looked at each other and said, fuck that. we turned around and went and found a nice quiet lounge somewhere, and we thought we'd sit and read, and we quickly fell asleep for about 4 hours.
Wow.
We were just so tired. We had done way too much. But it was fun. It was fun.
Oh, yes. Well, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I need to do the list for the Facebook for tomorrow, and I want to go take a nice shower. I want to wash my hair before I go to bed tonight. So, and then I gotta be up early in the morning
and get a haircut, right?
You need I got a haircut last Sunday. What? Yeah, this past Sunday.
But you still got too much up there. It needs to go down lower.
I
just got my cut before the cruise last weekend. So.
Yeah, you're the one who needs a shave, because I haven't seen you like this in a while.
What? What do you mean, like
with that much hair? You always usually shaped up. So
yeah, no, but probably be about another 2 more months.
Hey, okay.
If he looks down, then you realize he still has plenty of room for more hair.
Yeah. just before my next sailing, then I go.
All right, Rob. I'll see you Saturday night, and Dewey, nice seeing you.
Hey, good to see you.
Guys take care. All right, I'll see you later.
Take care as well.
Yeah. All right. Next time you up, Eddie.
Better.
Yeah. Great guy to have up.
So funny that there is a place down here with his name on it. It's like, when I first saw across that, it just confused me because I didn't think he lived down here. And it's like, well, that can't be the same guy.
Yeah, no, he now lives up in Georgia.
Well, at least I had that. I couldn't remember where. I just remembered it was not in Florida. So
Yeah. I think he's about an hour or so off from the airport. But I could be mistaken.
Oh, excuse me.
I've only been to now got me yawning.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's okay. I've only been to Atlanta's airport, I think, once.
I've been in and out of there a few times.
It's a nice airport,
Yeah, it's not too bad.
but it's a very busy one.
Oh yeah. Yep, and you can have quite a bit of ways to go for between your terminals sometimes.
Yeah, nope. I remember one time when we were there. I think it was McDonald's or something like that. We would have to transfer to a different terminal just to get in the McDonald's, and then come on back over the other terminal. And I can't remember if we had to go through screening again or not.
I've done that before, where I was looking for some of the lounges to hang out on, and they like the one in the terminal I was in would be closed for remodeling or whatever, so I'd have to go to a different terminal to go in a lounge, and then you got to come back. And I came back one time, and I thought I'd missed my flight because I still had like half an hour before what I thought was boarding time. Well, when I got to the gate, it's like there was like nothing going on, and it's like the jetway wasn't even at the plane. It was like the plane was getting ready to leave, and I was like, "Holy cow! What? I couldn't have missed it." And well, there was some kind of a problem they were having. I guess they had like a fuel spill or something like that, so they had to close the door to the plane and move the jetway away so they wouldn't get problems with all the fumes while they were cleaning all of that up. But that had me so worried when I saw the jetway pulled away. I thought, "Oh my God, it's leaving without me. I'm too late." I thought I was an airport version of a pier runner.
Yep, been there, done that. Just made the flight by a hairnail when I was on the road from New Orleans.
I remember one flight. Can't remember where I was going, but my connecting flight was the same plane I was on at the same gate.
Yeah, you were telling me that.
This happened twice because it happened this year when we went to Alaska, and then I think it was on another trip to Alaska where that happened, but I didn't know it at the time. At least this time I knew we were on the same plane in the same gate when we got off. But this one I didn't know. So we get off the plane. I know what gate number I'm supposed to be looking for, and I'm looking all over for it, and I can't figure out where it's at. And then all of a sudden I turn around and realize it was the same one I just was at. And it's like, well, I'll be there. So I like it when that happens. And I've had times where I had one time I was going to Indianapolis from Newark, and we were flying connecting flight in Dayton. And our flight was late, but they had held that plane because there were people waiting to get on it. As soon as we got off the plane, we just went in the gate right next door to us to get on the plane, and it's like 10 minutes later we were taking off already. So I was happy for that we didn't have to go run all over the airport for a connection. I was surprised that the baggage had made it on, not that quick of a turnaround. But
yeah, I know when we were flying out of Charlotte going to and from New Orleans, we had like a 40-minute connecting. And both times we just made it, but coming home was like just by a hairnail.
Yeah, 40 minutes sounds like a long time, but some airports that can be a tight squeeze still.
Well, I wouldn't do a 40-minute connecting, no more.
Yeah, I try to do at least an hour.
40 minutes is, to me, it just feels too close.
Yeah. Especially in some of the bigger airports, it didn't take you that long just to get there.
And what was it? We took off early, but we landed late. I think it was. It was some weird combination, but we landed late, and we only had like about, I think, like 10 minutes to get to the next gate, and it was like a different concourse area. So like we ran like we were the last two on board.
A couple of summers ago, when I did the riverboat cruise on the Columbia River in Oregon, I was coming back from because the cruise ended in Idaho, and then I stayed an extra day and did the Snake River tour and stuff. And so I was flying out of Idaho. It was one of these small airports that there wasn't even a jetway. It was just a one-story building, and you went out and you had to walk over to the plane and walk up the steps to get in the plane. So it was very small. Well, we got a late start to Denver because of weather between us and Denver, and they had to reroute and make sure we had enough fuel and all that stuff. But by the time we got in Denver, it was like 10 minutes my connecting flight would have been taking off. And it was all the way at the far end of the terminal. And so, yeah, there ain't no way I'm going to get down there in 10 minutes. So I just stopped at one of the first service desks, and I told them, I said, I think I just missed my flight. And they checked, and they said, yep, the doors are closed. They're leaving now. And it's like, I figured. So they booked me on a flight. I couldn't get another flight to Fort Lauderdale, but they could get me to Newark. And it was like, this was like early afternoon, and that flight didn't take off till midnight. So I had all day long in the airport to kill. So I hung out in the lounge a lot there. Well, then when I got to Newark, I had a layover there for a while. So I got back into Fort Lauderdale about 10 in the morning. Well, in all of that process, I had been talking with some friends that live up near Tallahassee.
Yeah.
And they wanted me, this was over 4th of July weekend and my birthday, and they wanted me to come stay with them for the holiday and for my birthday. And I told them, I said, well, by the time I get in, I said, I'll have been traveling for a day and a half. I'm going to need a sleep. I'm going to need a shower. And they said, well, we got beds, we got showers. Don't worry. Well, I thought maybe I could get a flight to take me to Tallahassee. Could not do that for nothing. So I had to come all the way down to Fort Lauderdale and then change terminals to get on another plane. Then I had to fly up to Atlanta to get down to Tallahassee. So it's like 30 hours and 5 flights. I finally got to somewhere where I could, I was done traveling for the day. And it's like, oh my gosh. But it was different. And at least I didn't lose anything along the way. Matter of fact, my luggage from Newark to Fort Lauderdale got here before I did. When I was sitting in Newark, I got the alert on my phone that my baggage was being unloaded in Fort Lauderdale. And it's like, well, that can't be right. We're not even on the plane yet. And sure enough, when I got down to Fort Lauderdale, while I was waiting for my baggage, one bag was on my flight with me, but the other 2 had come down on an earlier flight. And I got the alert, don't forget to pick up your baggage at baggage services. And I looked over at baggage services. There were my 2 bags sitting in there. I could see it through the window. So it's like my baggage got there before I did, which surprised me because they normally don't like baggage to travel without the people in case there's, any danger or something like that. So I was kind of surprised they did that. But at least it didn't get lost. So
that's the main thing. And what I always say is, if you're gonna lose my bag, please lose it on the way home.
Yeah, really.
Don't lose it on the way. Lose it on the way home.
When I went to Germany for the river cruise, a couple that were flying in from Seattle, they got one bag stolen. They had a long layover because of some weather. One bag got stolen at that airport, and the others got lost on the way to Germany. So they showed up for a 2-week cruise in Germany with nothing but what was on their back. So other passengers on the ship, that had extra clothes, they donated. And then, of course, they had to buy some at places while we were traveling. But Oh my God, that would be a terrible way to start off a trip.
It would be. But like I said, like if they lose it on the way home, whenever it finds its way home, I'll just come by and pick it on up.
Oh yeah, it's a lot easier that way.
Because it's not like it's inconvenienced me and I gotta pay for the parking. I'm there anyways.
Yep.
So I'll just grab it on the way out and be happy and merry. Hello, Cruise Koozies. How are you doing?
Welcome.
Welcome on in. And Mr. Scott is hanging out in the chat tonight. I guess he doesn't want to come on up tonight, but that's okay. But if anyone else wants to come on up for a little bit or the rest of the show, feel free to click on the link. And of course, my little puppy's playing with his toy, so might hear a little squeak every now and then.
Sounds like it.
He's a clown sometimes. You never know what he's going to try and do. But yeah, no. Anyways, there were some questions I did put together today for the live stream. So let's try and cover at least some of them. All right, let's start off with the first one. And I'll let you start off with this one, Dewey.
Okay.
What is your favorite cruise line and what sets it apart from the others?
My favorite right now is probably Virgin. It's very different from all the other cruise lines. Their service by far is better than anything out there on land, sea, or air. They're very good about, they never say no, and even if the answer is a no, they're at least going to find a way to make it a maybe. And everybody is, well, most cruises, all the staff, they're like cookie cutter images of each other. They all look alike, dress alike, act alike, like follow the same script. And on Virgin, it's like they're all allowed to be individuals. They have a basic uniform, but they can, hey, Najuma.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. But on Virgin, they can have tattoos, they can wear jewelry, they can have colored hair, they can accessorize all they want and still be their own person. And they seem so much happier than other people on other cruise ships. And then the dining is totally different on Virgin because they don't have a main dining room like other ships do.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
They have a bunch of what we would call specialty dining on other ships, but it's there's no extra charge for it. It's all free. You just have to choose which dining room and make your reservations and stuff like that. And all of their food is outstanding, I think. I've never had anything there I didn't like. And their buffet isn't really a buffet. It's called the galley. And it's like a food court. They got all these different places where you can get different foods. Some of it you can just pick up and go as you're there, but a lot of it you go and you just sit down at the table and a waiter or waitresses come and takes your order and they go pick it up from all the different places you want. But they have some places where you can just pick up and go. One of the things I like is they got a little bento box place in the morning. It's got fruit and yogurt and stuff like that, but it's got different kinds of sushi in it. So you can pick up and get sushi anytime you want. And they got a noodle place, and then they got a regular diner place that I think they serve breakfast 24 hours a day. That was one thing we did like, was the fact you can get food all day long on Virgin. May not always be what food you wanted because some things had odd hours, but we noticed that on the Oasis. You can't get any if you don't like pizza, there's nothing to get late night eats on Oasis. The buffet isn't open. Nothing is open. It's like everything's closed up by 9:30, 10 o'clock. But Virgin is probably my favorite. Then followed by Celebrity and Holland America and Royal.
Yeah, for me, it's a toss up between Norwegian and Carnival because those are the only two lines I've been on so far, and pretty much, of course, the two things that set them apart is Carnival. It's also known as the party ship,
Yeah.
where Norwegian it's more of a laid back cruise.
Yeah. I like the laid back atmosphere.
So you're not going to receive the exact same stuff that you're going to see on Carnival, and then on Norwegian on like the opposite side of it.
Yeah.
But I enjoy both. But at least with the Norwegian side, there is a set price for the room service. Now, I've never done room service before, but there's on a set price with Norwegian, and you could order as much as you want, and it's only this set price. Where with Carnival, you're paying for every single little item.
Oh yeah. Carnival's good about pricing you out for everything, so you end up spending a fortune.
And half the time, it's just easier just to go up to the Lido deck and just get it yourself.
Yeah.
It may not be exactly what you want, but it's not going to
a lot
cost you.
cheaper than paying the a la carte prices.
Yeah. How about you, Najuma?
Well, I've only been on Carnival, so I don't have anything else to compare to it.
Fair enough, and hopefully we can get you on another cruise line sometime soon.
And both of them, I cruised with Dewey.
Yeah.
Yeah, to think about it, you actually have.
I got to hang out with my buddy Dewey.
Well, we gotta get you on hanging out with me again for a second time around.
Yeah, no, I want to try to do that. The 3.0.
Yeah, because right now
gotta
they
get
are having a really good price sale right now.
Your things straighten out financial. That's not your toy. I'm sorry, I got my doggy on here. That's not your toy. That's not. Why are you sniffing my phone? It's not your toy. He heard the squeaky, and he's got like 2 squeaky toys up here in the living room.
Yeah,
Teddy, that's not your toy.
my puppy's playing with his squeaky toy. I'm not sure what he wants, but he wants something.
Hey guys, I guess his dog is playing with a squeaky toy. And Teddy heard it, so he thought it was his. He's over here sniffing my phone.
But for the others in the chat, let us know what yours are, and we will chat all about it. But we'll move down to the next question I had prepared. And I will start off with this one. Have you ever experienced a unique short excursion? If so, what made it memorable? Well, for me, it would be probably in Cozumel. And it would either be the Paradise Beach because basically everything was all inclusive. So basically just show up and enjoy the day. So that was kind of unique because I don't remember do all-inclusive beaches. And then the other one was where you actually made your own food and you had drinks all day long, open bar. And then for the second half of the day, you got to enjoy the beach, which normally I just kind of just hang around the pool area and just relax. But that's what made it unique for me because normally when you're on vacation, you're not normally going to cook your own food. People are going to cook for you. But I enjoy cooking, so I said I'll give it a try, and I've done it 2 times already so far. So that's what made it unique and memorable for me.
I'll get up and get it.
How about for you, Dewey?
My unique ones, well, of course, a lot of the cruises in Alaska would all be unique because you do things differently there than anywhere else. But in the Caribbean wise, it'd probably be going to St. Martin because I got to go to Mahu Beach where you get to go on the beach with the airplanes landing right over your head. That was really cool. That was something I really looked forward to doing for a long time. So I was glad when I got to do that.
Yeah, no, I haven't done that yet, but when we were there in the beginning of the year, my mom actually went there and did it. I can't remember what excursion I ended up doing, but I think it was probably another cooking or taste testing excursion. Probably was cooking because my nephew was with me, but can't remember. But it wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be compared to Cozumel, because they cooked for you, so wasn't exactly what I thought I was going to get out of it. You live and learn off of it. How about for you, Najuma?
I didn't do any excursions on either cruise.
Oh, you okay? Your excursion was just explore the ship.
Yeah, I know the first cruise I did. I wound up doing a lot of trivia with Danny from Griswold Family Vacay.
Okay.
And I think one of them days it was a whole bunch of us because it was the first cruise I did with Kenny. And I think one day that it was a bunch of us was Danny, uh, Amy from Amethyst Hayes, Michael Ann, uh,
V and Steve.
they were on a cruise. I don't remember being at the that particular day for trivia. Oh my god, I can't remember the girl's name. From Sharon from Cruising Scene.
Okay.
Because I think we wound up taking up 2 tables, just about. Because they had the round tables, and you could only get like maybe 4 people at a table. And I think we wound up taking up 2 tables. V and Steve might have been there, but I think when I was exploring deck 5, and I was going towards the back, and I had passed Pixels where they had the pictures, and I came up on the area where they had the trivia, and because the first person that caught my attention was Danny, so I went over there and sat, and there was, like I said, a whole bunch of people. So I definitely remember Amy being at the table and Michael Ann. Like I said, V and Steve might have been there, but I really don't remember. So I did that a lot because it seemed like a lot of times when I went down there, Danny was down there by himself. I think a couple of times his oldest son was sitting there with him. With both boys were sitting there, but they didn't sit too long because the little one wanted to move around.
Danny definitely likes his trivia.
Yeah.
He does.
And I think he won first one day we were down there. I know the first time I ran into him, I think he won that one, and then we left and we kind of got separated. And then a couple hours later, I went back and he was sitting there. And I think he got second place on that one, the second time I went down there. But that was about all I would do. I would catch the trivia games, and I think the first cruise I went to the casino twice. And the cruise I just did with Rob, I think I only went to the casino once.
I did good this week in the casino. I came out $1,600 better, so I was very happy with that.
You know, I think when the cruise that we did together, I think me and Justin only went once, maybe twice to the casino. Didn't spend a lot.
Yeah, I didn't spend a lot either. So, and I knew the casino would be there, but I didn't factor in, you know, even a small amount of money to go hang out for a little while. I was trying to factor in other things to do, but
Yeah. Yeah. All right. And we'll do one more. And then we'll see what takes us from there. And we'll let you start off with one, Ujuma. What's one travel tip you swear by, rather on a cruise or a vacation?
oh my god, I've only did 2 cruises, and
Well, it doesn't have to be cruise. It could be
that's what I'm trying to think. Because the only time I go anywhere, if it ain't a cruise, it's just to go see family down in North Carolina.
Well, that would count.
I'm trying to think. Because I go see my brother. Um, I don't know that I have any tips because I said my travels are so spread apart that now I don't know why I have to think about that.
Yeah, I'm puzzled on this one here.
No, I just said certain things I like. I guess I try to plan ahead for activities outside, not not when I cruise, but other vacations. I try to plan ahead because I know when I get to where I'm going to wind up always hanging out with somebody's kids.
Yep. Dewey?
Yeah, that's kind of one of my biggest things is to make sure to do your research, because so many times when you go any place, whether it be on a cruise or any other kind of trip, if you haven't done your research, you don't know what to expect, or you're not prepared for what happens, especially on excursions or something. I always have little folders like this that I have I create for every trip that I go on, and besides the papers for the cruise itself, I see, I research all the excursions I have planned or might want to do, and I try to do as much research ahead of time because it's hard to do it on the ship, especially if you don't have Wi-Fi.
What's that, Max?
Yeah, Max is whining. I guess he's not getting his attention. But, yeah, no, for me, probably you always travel one day before when you really want to be aware you need to be. Because
Definitely.
who knows what could happen? Because your flight, your car, your train, however you get in there, could break down, have no function. Anything's possible.
Yep, I would never trust, last minute travel at all. I remember one trip. I wasn't going on the trip, but remember Gary? Yeah, he and Eva and some other people were going on a trip out here in Fort Lauderdale, and his sister was going as well, but she was flying in that day. Her flight wasn't scheduled to get in till 2:30 in the afternoon. And luckily it wasn't late because I picked her up at the airport, and then it's only a short drive to get into the cruise port. And by the time we got there was nobody waiting in line anywhere. She was probably one of the last people on the ship. But that's pushing it on too close.
Yeah.
In fact, Gary even thought it was so close he almost booked her a flight to the Bahamas just to have it ready in case she missed the cruise.
Yeah, and Mike said we wish we would started crying years ago. I'm not quite too sure what you mean by that, Mike.
He probably meant cruising. Because I was looking at that, I was thinking the same thing. He probably meant cruising.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
Because crying years ago doesn't make sense. But so it's all good.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
And our friend, you know, she missed the Lido dance competition back in on the Magic in September.
No, I saw it. I just
Oh yes, she did see it.
because I was up on deck 11. Because when Keegan came out and then he was, I don't know what he said. And where I was sitting, I could see you and Justin, and so I got up and stood by the railing, and I was trying to get your attention. It didn't work. At one point, I thought you saw me up on top, but you didn't. Because I knew I wasn't going to get Justin's attention because he was recording everything.
Yeah. Well, thanks for stopping on by. And don't forget, on the way out, give us all a like, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and we'll see you in the chat for the next live stream. Yeah. Do you see the Lido dance competition on the Magic?
What happened?
I'm asking you if you saw the Lido dance competition.
The competitions,
No? Oh, well.
no. I'm not one much for all of that stuff. It's usually too crowded and too hot for me.
Luckily, I do have a copy of the
I
footage.
saw the videos you had. That's how I get to see it.
What did I call it? I think it is. It's the 1.1 here. This was the first round.
Yeah, all right. Who's our first chairman of this round? Let's find out, Miss Leia. Who do we have up first?
All right, we have Robert from Toronto, Canada.
All right, Mr. Robert, all the way from our neighbors from the north. Now, Robert, you are the first man, okay, going up this round. So don't let down the gentleman. You better bring it and give it everything you got. Let's hit it, DJ. 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness, Robert. Oh, yeah. Come on, baby. Get down, oh my goodness, Robert. Let's have your final pose, sir. In 3, 2, 1. Oh! He said, I am a rock star. Great job, Mr. Robert, coming through with those dance moves. He even said, look how well my knees work. Okay. Hold on, Miss Rose. We got a 9, a 10, and another 9. Phenomenal job, Mr. Robert.
Yep. But yeah, no, that was the first round, and then the second round was very interesting.
Now, 2 people moving on to the final round of our Legend of Lido. All right, it's time to find out. Let's have Mr. Robin coming up first. Leia, let's go ahead and tell him which animal Mr. Robin is going to be doing today, and hand him his towel as well. Let's go. Mr. Robin, today's animal is?
It's a dog.
A dog. All right, here's your towel, Mr. Roberts. Now you need to be as creative as possible with this towel, okay? You need to use this towel as whatever way you can to make make it part of your dog. Do you understand? You can make a towel, you can make a tail, you can make whatever you need this to be, okay? Get as creative as possible. We're gonna play the song, you're gonna make it all the way down, and at the end, I want to hear your best dog bark, okay? Are you ready? Be ready! Let's give a round of applause, everybody. Mr. Robin is kicking us off with a dog. Let's hit it, DJ. That's right, come on. All right, give me a big to your best dog bark. 3, 2, 1. Do it again, do it again. Oh, do it again. All right, we love you. Great job. You get to head on back to Leo. Oh my gosh, you're amazing. I love that. All right. Judges, you're going to go ahead and score this down. We're going to find out exactly.
Yep. Some things that you would see on Carl, you would definitely not see on Norwegian. But I'll be back in 1 second, so you guys just have a chit chat. Let this little guy out.
Yeah, my little girl's been dancing around as well. But you'll have to wait till I'm done.
Okay, Amy, I'll be back in one second, okay?
Okey-dokey. So when's your next cruise plan, Najuma?
Probably the 3.0 Rob's got going on next year,
Oh, okay.
and then I want to do the 4.0 with Jeremy and Cheryl.
Okay.
I don't know if I might try to do something in between, because I'm not babysitting right now, so it makes it a little easier for me to possibly do 2 next year.
Yeah, that helps. Gives you some time where you can do something just for you.
Yeah, well, it wasn't it was kind of a forced situation where I was not able to babysit, but some stuff came up with the family because I was babysitting for my youngest daughter. Because the situation happened before I even took that last cruise with Rob, but we're working on the situation, trying to fix it. But she's I guess to give me a break, she's in the process of trying to get a babysitter, and she's in the middle of he's only 2, but he's autistic. I think he's like right on the spectrum.
Uh-huh.
And he's doing therapy every day. He does what is it? I always get twisted with the thing. Occupational, I think. He does 2 hours a day every day. And then on Mondays and Wednesdays he does a half. Right after that he does excuse me, a half an hour of speech, because I said he's 2, he'll be 3 in January. When he started, he wasn't saying a lot of words that he should have been saying at that age. And he's talking more now. He's saying a lot more words since he's been in therapy.
Oh, that's
And
good.
they suggested that she register him for school now before he turns 3. Because of him taking therapy and being on the spectrum, they'll be able to get him into school next year. I guess like I don't know, some districts call it like pre-K, the 3-year-old, or it might be Head Start, depending on the district.
Yeah.
So they're trying to get him registered, because once she gets him registered, as a matter of fact, I think she had to do I can't think of what they evaluated. I think they were supposed to do, because it was going to be a 2-day thing. I think they did the first day today where they were evaluating him. So at this point, he's already registered, but they got to evaluate him so they'll know how to place him next year when he starts school. So that'll be a good thing, because that'll free me up a little bit more, because I told her that'll be great, because once he's in school all day, she can work around his hours. his school
Yeah.
hours. Because that's what I did. As a matter of fact, I did that with her because she went to Head Start, and because her birthday's like the end of December, so it seemed like she started school late, but it was just because of when her birthday was. Her and my middle girl, I had that situation with them. So when she started the Head Start, she started in the 3-year-old program, which back then was half a day. But that December, she was turning 4. And it just so happened that the director that Head Start lived like across the street from us.
Oh, that's good.
So she had, just before they went on their Christmas break, because she was turning 4 during that Christmas break, she came over and told me, she said, don't tell nobody. But I switched your daughter to the 4-year-old program. So when they come back in January, she could be in school all day. And I was happy. I mean, it didn't bother me for her to be home half a day because I worked at home anyway doing typing. So I didn't have to worry about rushing home, trying to work around her hours.
Yeah.
I typed at home. So, I just made it a point of making sure if I had to go in and pick up work, I'd do it in the morning or do it in the afternoon after she got off. But I usually, picked up and dropped off work in the morning after I put her on the bus. So that made things easier. So now she's going through with her baby, trying to get him registered for Head Start. So that'll free me up to do a little bit more traveling.
There you go.
I figure worst case scenarios that, certain days, excuse me, if she gets stuck at work, at least I'll be home to at least just get him off the bus and take care of him until she gets home. So that's why I said I figure I'm going to try to do the 3.0 with Rob next year and do the 4.0 and 26 with Cheryl and Jeremy, and I might try to do one in between, especially with both of them being in October.
Yeah.
That's about it for me as far as cruising. I probably, outside of that, I was thinking about trying to go down and see my brother in North Carolina for Thanksgiving, but I don't think that's going to work out financially. I might wait and try to do it for Christmas or just wait and go down for the spring break. This way I know his girls are home and I could get to spend time with them too.
Yeah, I got the Brilliance of the Seas Thanksgiving weekend, and then Liberty of the Seas right after New Year's, January 3rd, I think. And then I don't have anything until the Rock and Roll Cruise in November next year. But I do want to schedule a Alaska cruise. I probably will try to get on the one in June for that'll be the Helping Hands for Cruising cruise. So it's always nice when we can get some board members to be there for that. So. But otherwise, most of my cruises have just been kind of seeing what comes up for my offers for casino cruises. So
Yeah, no, but if you can't manage to pull that one off, there's always the Alaska cruise in September 26th.
well, it's on my wish list.
Your wish list just keeps on growing.
It does. It's a big list. So.
Look, you said September 26th?
Yeah,
Rob?
2026.
What cruise is that? Alaskan trip?
Yeah, that's Alaska on the Jade of Norwegian. It's out
That's
of
next year? That's in 25?
26. 2026.
Maybe that'd be my in-between cruise. Because I do want to take an Alaska cruise.
Yeah,
See,
so,
now you got something else for me to think about.
yeah, so it starts in Anchorage. And you end
Oh,
off.
didn't you tell me about that one?
I think so. and then you end off in Vancouver.
Yeah, I think you told me about that one because you told me I would have to fly to Alaska.
Yeah.
I think we talked about that a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I think we did. I'll send you the details.
I got another one to think about.
Yeah.
I
Always,
got to hit the lotto so I can do all these cruises. In the next year.
always wants to think about.
Oh my goodness! I got to go to the post office tomorrow.
I have a big long list of cruises I want to do, and that I'm going to do it. So, but yeah, no, I go back away in I think January, and that will be on the getaway. Then back onto the cruise for March break, and then hopefully I catch you on the end of the season next October. So slowly coming up with ideas for cabin crawl or bar crawl, stuff like that. Activities that we can do on board. But it's all based on how people sign up and let me know that they're going, if we can actually do anything. So if you're booked or going to be booking, let me know, and I'll put you on the list, and we will come there and see what activities we could potentially plan and book. But at the end of the day, enjoy your cruise. Enjoy it. It's not an official cruise, like group cruise, because there's no official TA. So you book with whoever your heart desires. So, but we've been going for just over an hour and a half, so I think I'm going to wrap this up. And we will be back again, not next week, but the following week. As next week I have to work extra hours. So, what a joy for me. So, thank you all for coming on out tonight. And thank you
for having us.
Dewey and Ajula for coming on up. And of course, our next open mic, I think I said it's going to be December 12th. So hopefully you guys can all make it back out again.
Yeah, I should be back on by then.
Guys around the channels, the chats, and wherever the YouTube cheats will take us. So once again, thank you all for coming out tonight. And I will see you all on the high seas and wherever travels will take us. Until then, bye for now.
Bye, guys.
Good night, everybody.